Caution. Content's hot.
Okay, I think we can get into this. Give me a moment. Here, let's go chatting for a second. No, let's not go chatting. I gotta figure out how big this shit needs to be. 1 second. First of all, lower music a little bit. There we go. Then there we go. Now it's the right size. There we go. All right. I'm disheveled this morning. Oh my gosh. There we go. There we go. You're gonna also watch me eat a protein bar as well as part of that. Everyone keeps telling me what is it, 30 like 30 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking up or something. I don't fucking know. All I know is you're supposed to eat a protein bar when you're first waking up, or well, some sort of protein. I wanted eggs, but I was too lazy to cook said eggs, so prepackaged protein bar it is. Yay. All right. All right, let's get into it. What are we doing today? We're gonna work on the Esper flavor today, I think, so far. Let's get to the right bit on the side here. Shoo, go away. So I was trying to figure out, I'm gonna actually shrink this a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to read it. I'm sure you can, unless you're on mobile or something. I'm sure it'll be fine. Stick this to abilities for now. All right. I think his focus is mind over matter. I was stealing stuff from right now, seeing what else I could find. Now, the thing with these, of course, is they need to be slightly less powered than regular Cypher, because VoidHome is supposed to have a bit of a shallower power curve. Oh my gosh, I can't wake up. Someone want to send me coffee? I'd appreciate that. Please and thank you. I can also do oh hey, my Discord actually recognizes I'm streaming on YouTube for once. Shoo, fly. Oh my gosh. I didn't catch it. I'm too slow. All right. So we've got push here. Telekinetic Cloud, which is a redo of Cloak of Opportunity. Apportation is actually, I think, teleporting something to you, which I don't think I want. I think that's a bit too special supernatural power-y. I want things generally, except for those final couple of tiers, to be pretty subtle, all things considered. You call a physical object to you. You can choose any piece of equipment or standard on the standard equipment lists. No more than once per day. There's 10% chance of being a manifest. Yeah, okay. So you're just outright summoning shit at that point. That's not what we're looking for. All right. Let's see here. We're looking for. Whoop. Opening the wrong things here. All right. What do we got next? Psychokinetic attack. It's gonna be a late one, but I think that's not a bad idea. First is so you pick up a heavy object and hurl it at someone within short range. So I'm definitely going to rename and reword this, because it says in one of two ways. Oh, I see. You can do it in two different ways. Okay, I'm actually going to move deflect projectiles, I think, to tier 6. And I'm going to do psychokinetic attack. I'm going to redo this ability. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's a telekinetic attack, so we're going to call it telekinetic. Oh, I hate this fucking fly. Hey, thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. Oh, I should sit. I'm gonna sit in a channel somewhere for people. If any like the friendos or anything around or something like that. Maybe I'll sit in I don't want to sit in a completely public channel on mine. Public channels could be bad. It went down the wrong hole. Party chat, anyone? Yeah, I'm in a friendo chat. If anyone in the friendo server is on, you wanna hang out while I'm typing. Actually, should be in a stream room. There, I'm in a stream room. Anyone in the friendos want to chill while I'm the tippy typing and doing some RPG development, feel free. Feel free. Okay. Oh yeah, well, you're up at a weird time. I'm up at a weird time. I don't know why I'm up at this point. I'm just kind of rambling and doing some dev stuff. So yeah, I am going to redo this. Tier 5 I think is pretty good for a telekinetic attack, considering how, once again, this is supposed to be like low power curve, because I'm rebalancing things for VoidHome to be that lower power curve. So despite the fact that you would normally, if you had Focus's Mind Over Matter, actually you wouldn't normally get this till tier 5. Interesting. Meanwhile, the Cloak of Opportunity went from tier 3 to tier 6. I'm okay with that. Let's see what this does. You can use this attack in one of two ways. Pick up a heavy object and hurl it at someone within short range. This attack is an intellect action. If you successfully deal 6 points of damage to the target and to the hurled object. That feels kind of messy. To unleash a shattering burst of power that works only against an inanimate object no larger than half your size. I almost kind of want to just split this into two. Like a throw and a barrage. I love Cypher, but the system needs such a cleanup sometimes. There's too much like grandfathered abilities in from like all the previous like Numenera, the Strange, stuff like that. This needs a cleanup and a rework, and this is getting split into two, I think. And then the second one is only against an inanimate object. Okay, so we're going to do this in two. The one that's only against inanimate object, I'm actually going to make it in tier 4. Call it a barrage. so let's do this. It would be before this, actually. Boop. There we go. Accidentally copied it with formatting. I see you, I don't know if you're still here, but I see that you announced your spaghetti thingy for what the next vagabond would be. Oh my gosh. I inhaled something bad this morning. Okay, so we're going to call this Barrage. We're going to lower the point cost, and we're going to redo this a bit. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for all the happy birthdays, everybody. Where the fuck are all these flies coming from? Really bugging me lately. I don't know, like, I've got nothing here, but they really like my monitor for some reason. I'm lurking, yeah, I already got started on the character options. Yeah, you're like me, like, you've got your main thing, but like, you can't just focus on your main project. If you don't take a little bit of a break and do like a side project now and again, you go knocking futs. Alt Fantasy System just needs content, more playtesting, so sweet. Yeah, I'm at the point with VoidHome that like the core restructuring of the rules is pretty much done. At this point, it's filling out stuff. So yeah, I only need to do a couple more in the way of the flavors, because I've already done like the cat flavor. The kitty is done. Dog is mostly done. I got to do the robots still. And now I'm working on the Esper. I got to finish of the main types. Really, there's only one type that needs work for the most part. It's the Tinker. And then pretty much the core shit's done. It's just filling out the world lore and all of the little nitty gritty bitty bits. So I get it. I'm hoping to have a good majority of this done by the time I do the Kickstarter, and I'm still thinking I'm aiming for March, so we'll see. Anywho, get rid of all of this. Unleash a shattering burst of power. We're redoing this. Unleash a barrage of telekinetic blows against an inanimate object, or say crushing force, in case you're like doing that whole like levitating a fridge and like squeezing it and be like crush. And crushing force against an inanimate object no larger than half your size. That's kind of boring. No larger than you. Make an intellect roll. I kind of wish Cypher had size categories, but I don't know if I want to add size categories. No, this is fun. Kickstarter is always an anxiety fest, but it looks like you've already got enough to show off something major. Yeah, I think so, because I even got like the play tests that we're going to be starting soon. Like I've got, where is it? Where's the play test here? VoidHome playtest. Oh, I gotta like shrink it or some shit. There we go. So I've got like a simple playtest kind of set up to get like the basics of the new conflict system and dread system and sort of like the reworked stuff and how it works differently than regular Cypher, because it's a completely like different like reworked bit and stuff. So the first playtest is just going to be the conflict system and dread system, and we're going to see how that works. Thanks to Old Gus, we now have everything we need for the pre-gens, so I'll be able to make like I'll make probably like 5 or 6 pre-gen characters for people to choose from, and we're gonna go through and we're gonna start the play test. This is not what the final book is gonna look like. It's just I needed to slap something on a page. So yeah, but yeah, that's what we got so far. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Make an intellect roll against the level of the item. I kind of want to make it bigger than an object that's your size. Well, maybe not. Lower that power scale. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. All the happy birthdays. I'm getting old. I'm like coughing into the mic, being like, it's too early. Get my coffee. Because I don't have coffee yet. I have an energy drink. It's a 0 sugar energy drink because I don't do the sugary drinks. Zoa. Tastes pretty decent. My girlfriend got it for me. Unfortunately, she had to go into the office today. So I don't even get to see her at all today. Not until game time later. Crushing force against an inanimate object. Maybe I should change this from no larger than you to like a mass. Oh my god, why are there so many? I gotta figure out if there's something somewhere where they're like reading, because there's nothing here. I don't know if I can get it. I don't know, like 100 kilograms in mass, maybe. No more than 100 kg in mass. And then put like about the size of a person and person. It would be a large person. Make an intellect roll against the level of the item to instantly destroy the object. To destroy it. I don't like that they use like multiple reference terms for one thing. Ease by 3 steps compared to breaking it with brute strength. Why would they put that at the end? Level of the item to destroy it. Make an intellect roll. Put it here. Eased by 3 levels. That is eased by 3 levels against the level of the item to instantly destroy it. Action. Yeah, that's way better. That's way better. Let's do this. And then for this one, we're gonna call this telekinetic. Excuse me, telekinetic. So we're gonna keep this one at 5 intellect, and we're gonna be telekinetic. I don't want throw, because you're not like throw it like you wouldn't be throwing the person or anything. You're throwing like you're hucking something at them. Thesaurus. Way to spell. There's something through the air. Telekinetic heave. Kind of like that. Kind of like that word. Heave. Actually, I don't even need the word telekinetic in there. Heave. I already used barrage. You know what? No. You know what? No. I'm going to do telekinetic barrage for this one, because you're chucking things at people. This one is going to be crush. And make sure there's no actual ability named crush already. CHO. There's crushing blow, but no crush. Okay. I don't want to call it telekinetic crush. I'm getting tired of using telekinetic. Remote. That's another word for remote. A far crush? I'm not super happy with that. That's not pretty cool. I'll put it for now. And then this one is going to be barrage, getting rid of the attack in 2 ways. You pick, you telekinetically pick up a heavy, telekinetically, did I spell that wrong? Kinetically? No, it just doesn't know the word telekinetically. Okay. Pick up a heavy object and hurl it at someone within short range. This attack is an intellect action, and if it's successful, deals 6 points of damage to the target and to the hurled object. Two roll. That's messy. That's messy. Get rid of that whole bit. To the target and to the hurled object. So heavy object, it doesn't really specify what a heavy object is. Pick up a heavy object up to, I don't know, like 200 kilograms. Launch. What about launch? What launch? Launch. Ooh. Well, in barrage, I kind of like for the launch. The far crush. I think I'm gonna. Launch is nice, but I think I'm gonna stick with barrage for this one, and then far crush. Yeah, that one needs to be something else. Because that one's like a barrage of like telekinetic blows or crushing force. So. Yeah, we'll stick with that for now. I kind of deal 6 points of damage. So it's basically just a heavy weapon attack with an item. To an item and a person. That almost seems underpowered for some reason. Like, it's only 6 points of damage. Let's add. You know what? There's not enough abilities where you can like increase it with effort. Like, it's got mechanics there that are so cool. Why are we not riffing off of them? So let's riff off of it. So you can already spend effort to increase the damage. All right, so for the far crush, let's add an effort flag there as well. So let's do for every level of effort. How about this? You can spend a level of you can spend levels of effort, increase the mass of the item you crush by 100 kilograms per level of per effort. Sorry, we don't use the word levels for effort here. You can spend effort to increase the mass of the item you crush by 100 kilograms per effort. Where it's spent this way. All right, so that lets you like crush bigger objects. I like that. I think Far Crush is pretty much good at this point. Telekinetic Barrage. You can already pump the damage with effort by default in the system. I mean, it's only 5 points. By the time you get to this point, you've probably got an edge of like 3. It's really only costing you 2 points. But it feels like you could be doing 8 points with a heavy weapon at this point. I feel like this needs to be at least 8. Yeah. And you are both damaging the object and a creature, so if you've got a reason to do both, then you're doing both. I should really specify what the heavy object is here. Probably something chunky. Maybe not too big. Maybe maybe do like Far Crush. Yeah, like 100 kilograms. And object up to 100 kilograms and hurl it at someone within short range. This acts as the intellect action and if successful deals 8 points of damage to the target and to the hurled object. That's not bad. It's not the biggest cost with the edge. Yeah, it's just morning coughs. My lungs are shot because I had bronchial pneumonia like 7 times when I was a kid. So when I wake up, I just hack my lungs out. Not a smoker or anything, just have shitty lungs. And these flies are bothering me. I have fruit flies in here, and I don't know why, because there's no food or anything in here except from like my energy bar I'm eating this morning. So I have a feeling they're coming from the bathroom right over there. So I've been forgetting to put like the boiling water down the sink. And apparently they will breed in your drains, even if the rest of your house is clean. All right. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, pig. Let's move on. I can always come back and revisit it. It's not like I'm locked in. I don't know how many times I've reworked entire fucking sections of this book. All right. No. Reshape. What's reshape do? You reshape matter within short range in an area no longer than if you accrued best. You spend at least 10 minutes and succeed at a hindered appropriate crafting task. You can make complex changes to the material. You can't change the nature of the material, only its shape. Thus, you can make a hole in a wall or floor. You can seal one up. You can fashion a rudimentary sword from a large piece of iron. That's a bit more than I want this to do, so we're not going to use that. People wishing me happy 25th birthday. Yeah. All right. Hey, buddy. Thanks. Much appreciated. All right. What other sort of like psychic telekinetic bullshit do we got going on here that we could use? Has 1,000 faces. What's that do? Because it's not just like psychic kinetic things for the this flavor. The vicissitude is just like anything that, slight evolution or tinkering or shit like that. So we got a few things we could do here. Let's see here. What else can we steal from the main system before we start making our own shit? Builds robots. No. Commands mental powers. How did I miss that one? All the people in. Hey, buddy. Hey, old Gus. Adam Dog, you're old Gus, right? Or am I thinking of someone else? Actually, I'm doing a cipher thing. I could always hang out in a cipher channel instead of a friendo channel. Oh, whatever. On the way to the office. Oh, yeah. So it's a work day. It's a telepathic. I think I'm going to do an empathic thing instead. Yeah, they don't really have, like, is there an empathic ability at all? Abilities. E. Embrace. There is not. Okay, let's make one. Give it right off the bat. So let's do like here. No style. Not good. Empathic. Do I want to make this an enabler? No, half my bar. Well, there we go. Not eating that. Is it detect thoughts equivalent? Yeah, I saw the telepathy, but there's no like empathy. So I'm going to do that. Empathic. 2 intellect. Well, how much is the telepathy cost? Telepathic is 1 plus intellect. Oh, I'm not going to make empathic more. Oh, telepathic only lets you communicate, not actually read thoughts. I think 1 intellect may be still good. Because you still have to roll against them. As an intellect task, you can read the emotional state of an individual within short range. You can spend effort to affect additional targets with 1. No, I can rework. I can word that way better than that. You can spend effort to affect additional target per wow, I can get rid of the entire front bit of this. You can affect 1 additional target per effort spent for this reason. Needing a term for whatever the cleric would be in a setting like a Pulp Fiction. Cleric would be in a setting for Pulp Fiction. I know what I want to say. I've used something like this before. Shit. I know what I want to say. 1 second. Where was my old D&D Podley's book thingy? Because I had a thing. D&D 5e. Where's my shit? Is it in shared? D&D 5e. Here we are. Podley's Opus. Well, remember the ability I used in a similar situation where I didn't want it to be magic was I used Gravita to affect their not necessarily health, but I mean you could have it as health or whatnot. But I just thought by having Gravita as your personality thing to like override them, that was better than calling it like healing in a non-magical sense. And yeah, and like a pulp, something with like Sawbones is pretty good. Something with Doc. Yeah, I didn't actually have a name for a class. I just remember liking using the word Gravita for like a personality that can like boost people for like healing, but then of course like a doc of some kind. I don't know. Yeah, you're already hard at work on your next book. Jeez. That means Vagabond's getting fucking close, eh, bud? You're getting closer. Getting closer. That's the reason it's gonna be an action. Yeah. I might do within long range. Those in-theme things I had for face class was push, but it might just reel that in for face. Yeah. It's nice to have different names, but you don't always have to go like out there on the different names, because sometimes you want to make it familiar enough that people are going to know what you mean. I've been trying to do this with VoidHome. The one thing, of course, that old Gus and I decided on for VoidHome, where it's people may not understand what the fuck it means until they read up the description for it, is the fact that one of the skills is absquatulate. So this needs testing, honestly. Pulp Fantasy is essentially done as far as mechanics go. Fucking right. I'm excited. You do good work, Cyclops. You do good work. Alright, yeah. Empathic's pretty much done. Go forward or go back. Okay, so I think we're gonna give telepathic at I'm gonna give telepathic communication at tier 2. We're gonna rework this a bit though. Really wish it would stop doing that. You like that little reference, did you? Have you had any like other interactions with them lately? That and Simpclops. Oh yeah, Simpclops was the other one. Everyone just keeps saying Clops in relation to you. Only Cyclops-based insults. It's like they can't think of anything more interesting to come up with for you. Yeah, have you had any more interactions with the super alt-right wing wackadoo TTRPG people? Like, I'm scared to look at their channels. I'm not on any of them. I don't know. It looks like they've kind of left you alone, I think. As the I'm not going to say the names of the people I'm looking at because I don't want to give them boosts, but all right. I don't think they've latched onto you yet. I was laid up in bed all day yesterday with a nasty cluster headache. Oh, it sucks. Was it yesterday? No, day before. I had just random migraine. It was a short migraine, thankfully, because sometimes my migraines can last like 24 hours, but it only lasted like a few hours. but like I could feel it. Like I was sitting there just before I went for a shower, and I'm like, everything started getting, it's like my frame rate dropped and everything was getting like halos and blurry, and I'm like, oh no, I know what's gonna happen. Yeah. We're gonna call this, what about like MindNet? I'm pretty sure there's not gonna be anything like that. Mind control. No, there isn't. Okay. Yeah. No, I get that entirely. I'm not very well lit. I'm not turning my other light on though. All the shadows in my vision had weird hallucinations going on. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, and this is like a vague memory, but like I've gotten like migraines and shit my entire life, and my grandparents took me in, and they wanted to like study, like to do a study on me to see if like they could prove I was getting migraines or anything like that. They put like this like skull cap thing on me with sensors and stuff, and apparently I just started a migraine when they started the machine. And I remember like the doctors getting all excited because like they got like sensor data from a child getting a migraine like at the very beginning, and it was like a big deal or something. I've gotten them all my life. I'm pretty good these days. I don't get them too often, but yeah. With others within short range, but the party must be willing to be and able to communicate. You don't have to see the targets, but you must know that it's within range. Short range, long range. I'm going to give them some more range on it. You can have more than one active contact at once, but you must establish contact with each target individually. Each contact lasts up to 10 minutes. If you apply a level of effort to increase the duration rather than ease the task. I don't need the rather than ease the task. The duration, the contact lasts for 24 hours. And then there should be action to initiate. Why would they change the fucking system language there? Action to establish contact is not... Standardize your system language. Every time they give medical data at the point of experiencing symptoms is a huge breakthrough. Yeah. And I guess like especially since like they never caught like a kid suddenly having a migraine on scans before. I just remember that being a thing when I was a kid. Like the doctors are like all kind of excited, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on other than my brain was hurting again. All right. MindNet looks pretty good. Oh, these flies. Oh, they're bugging the shit out of me. Like, where? All right, whatever. Psychic burst or psychic suggestion. Yeah, we're not giving that shit very much. Okay, you blast waves of mental force into the minds of up to 3 targets, making an intellect roll for each. Burst inflicts of intellect damage, ignoring armor. For each 2 points. Why would they not use? That's messy as fuck. You've got existing system mechanics. Why would you deviate from them so wildly? Money Cook Games. Why would you do this? Yeah, I'm just gonna redo it. I'm just gonna redo it. I'm gonna give it, I think, tier 3. Not just because like I need another one, but I think tier 3 is a pretty good thing for like a low damage, purely psychic thing. So we're gonna call it maybe like psychic. Way to spell psychic. Jab. We're gonna do this a lot lower. We're gonna say like 2 intellect points. Actually, I might base this a little bit more off of onslaught. To be perfectly honest. Onslaught. Where are you? Onslaught is 1 point. I think I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be like more like Onslaught. Psychic Jazz. Alice Coltrane and Synthesize. I like jazz, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm more of a blues guy. All right. I don't know if I'm going to stick with jab. It's going to be psychic something. Adding push as an option to onslaught is kind of interesting. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, push is its own ability. Whoop. Psychic. Jab. Nah, jab doesn't really. How about like overload? You mentally attack target mentally, overloading the say synapses in his brain, because it sounds sciencey that way. Not his, their brain. I don't have onslaught in the system. No one has onslaught. I just kind of wanted to like, yeah. The term overload, but it's always odd to fit into a tabletop RPG for some reason. Well, I've got it here. Psychic overload. You attack a target mentally, overloading the synapses in their brain. Let's see. What distance should we give? Within short range, you choose a target within short range. Yeah, you choose a target within short range, attempting to deal. Oh shit! What did I call the damage type? What did I call the? Since I've actually standardized the damage types, mental damage. Okay, choose a target within short range, attempting to deal impact mental 2. So we add a tag for the impact. And I don't have to put ignoring armor because we've gotten rid of that. We've just gotten rid of that. And then I've got to put inorganic creatures. Other creatures the GM determines are too alien. Yeah, let's just do or. Maybe immune to this. Is there a purely mental attack? Yeah, it would not work on a robot. No robot. Gotta send you this accidentally McDonald's looking ass layout. What? Accidentally McDonald's looking ass layout? What is this shit you're sending me? You're sending me on Discord? Did you, for your pulp book, did you accidentally choose like a McDonald's color scheme? I await to see what bullshit you're doing. For anyone that doesn't know Indestructo Boy, he is a half-assed hack that thinks he's a RPG developer, and he's just riding on my coattails and trying to do better. No, he's actually got a bigger community than I do, and it's a project that's probably a lot closer to actually completion. Doubling down on the Royale with cheese. Oh, that was the name of the one character in my campaign, Windermere Fantasy Online. Royale with cheese. Sorry, his name was Royale and his pet was named Cheese, so he was Royale with cheese. And the Pulp Fiction and Grindhouse poster feel, and oh boy, well, I look forward to seeing it when you send it over. Inorganic creatures or creatures DMs may be immune to this, and of course it is in action. That seems balanced. I mean, especially considering it, you don't get it to like tier 3, but it bypasses any sort of armor. You know, I kind of like giving them a longer range though, so I'm gonna give them long range. All right, what bullshit did he just send me? Spaghetti Grindhouse. Am I allowed to show this on stream? By the way, I don't want to like just in case. I don't want to. I'm assuming mental is a tough one to get resistance to. Oh yeah, it's going to be mental is not something you'll easily get resistance to. Not at all. I like the way you're doing the cover. That yeah, if you're letting me show it on screen, if not, I'm just throwing shit at the wall here. Totally okay. We're gonna show this on stream. All right, big preview happening on my channel instead of his for some reason. Oh, because it isn't an opera thing. Yeah, this looks like a 70s McDonald's menu. I love it though. I'm for it. I don't want you to change this color scheme. I don't want I'm loving this shit. I think this is great. But it very much does look like a 70s McDonald's menu. I think this looks like, yeah, I can tell this is like the very, very beginnings. I'm all for it. Hey, Platt. Yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. How's it going, Platt? Are you still house sitting for Brax? I know you were possibly gonna house sit in like next month or whatever for those other people. It needs something graphic, like a string of bullet holes or blood splatter. Yeah, I mean, he just started, so, but yeah. Just the Pulp Fiction poster trying to sell the inspiration on people. Yeah, I get it. I think that looks badass. I like it. That's not a genre you see in RPGs often, so I would like to see that. I'm still sort of, where did I put it? I was like, that's like the next project I was probably going to be working on after VoidHome, Windermere Fantasy Online. I'm not sure yet though. I've got like a couple kind of in the works, but that's what I'm thinking of. So we'll see. But I gotta get more stuff plugged into VoidHome first. I'll be house sitting for 4 weeks. From December to January. Oh, yeah. I can't think of any. I like the tabletop RPGs that pick genres you normally wouldn't think of, like fucking Jason Cordova, and like doing like the little old lady murder mystery thing with Brindlewood Bay. Like, I loved the concept of that book so fucking much, just because like I've never seen an RPG do that before. It was so fucking good. Have to leave me their car, but I don't have a driver's license. we've got a lot of people in our friends group that don't have driver's licenses, eh? Like, I'm kind of surprised at that. We don't live in a very, like, transit-friendly location. Oh, my camera's, like, a little bit off. Morkborg is the primo example of that. Oh, yeah. Well, I love me my Morkborg. To me, Morkborg, like, the rules are all right. It's so super simple, but Morkborg for me, it's the fact that the entire book is a piece of art. Like, a lot of people are like, you spent how much on that small of a book? And I'm like, no, I spent that much on a piece of art that happens to have rules in it. So, yeah. Columbo RPG called One More Thing. Yeah. Isn't there a Dallas RPG? I don't know. Maybe. I haven't heard of it. All right, Psychic Overload is, I think, done. You attack a target mentally, overloading the synapses in their brain. You choose a target within long range, attempting to deal impact mental 2. Inorganic creatures or creatures the GM determines are too alien, may be immune to this. I'm going to add, because I want to add, I want more and more of the abilities to have effort multipliers. You can spend, you can increase the number of targets effect with this. I don't need targets for each effort you spend for this. I gotta figure out. No. You can increase the number of targets for each effort spent to do so. Flint Fireforge, good morning and a happy birthday. Oh, all the happy birthdays today. The Stockholm Cartel guys figured out a great format for their shtick. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, there's a reason it sold as well as it did. Because Morkborg definitely, I don't know what the sales figure for Morkborg is like, but it's got to be up there. It's got to be good. I never needed one because where I'm from, there's a bus stop at every block, and the buses come every 15 minutes. I forget where you're from again originally. Were you near there, like the Hamilton area? When I lived in Hamilton, I gotta say the transit was a hell of a lot better than this fucking bullshit of a region. Like the Hamilton, Toronto area, it's better. It's not perfect. I'd say out of all of the places that I've lived, the Hamilton and Burling area probably had some of the best transit. Blame COVID for eating up 2 years of my G1 time to make it so I couldn't progress. Oh, you got your G1 super late, eh? Well, yeah. I mean, if you ever get to the point where you need to, like, practice in a car again, let me know. We'll take you booting around. I've helped people out with that before. Actually, like, taught my brother to drive because he's, like, 11 or 12 years younger than me. I'm going to predict an upcoming shortage in all the Morkborg stuff. Dungeons Dudes just got to run through a campaign, and both Monty and Kelly bought everything available. Yeah, no, at fucking Gamehole Con that just happened, a whole bunch of people I saw just bought, like, everything Borg. I've seen people, like, with, like, suitcases full of the, like, entire Borg franchise. Cyborg, Morkborg, Pirate Borg, everything. So I have a feeling that it's going to get an even bigger bump for sure. All right. For each of our efforts spent to do so, I think that sounds pretty good. We're gonna leave that there. How many abilities did I have in the cat for the kitty one? So I'd like it to be pretty close to this number of abilities. So we're gonna try and get the Esper to around this number. So what I do is I'll write the abilities in here before I like ship them over to like the abilities list. Officially become Free League's top seller. I can see that. I can see that. I can't think of any of the others. Like, they're all good. Free League can't do anything but gold. But I can't see any of the others selling as well as Morkborg right now. It is a phenomenon, 100%. All right. So that was psychic suggestion. Do I even want to give them that? Yes, but I'm going to make it later.
Give me a break.
I'm thinking that's going to be tier 5. Today we're working on the Esper flavor, although I might rename it to the Vicissitude flavor because that's kind of what it's supposed to be about. So I'm not sure. This might be Vicissitude. I think I spelled that right. Ooh, break their mind. Oh, I kind of like that better than suggestion because I have to like rework the standardize everything and whatnot. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put it here. I like the name break their mind. So I'm gonna do another couple of like psychic abilities. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna give them some physical abilities, like maybe like a night vision or some. Actually, I already gave them night vision. I gave them sensing package. Same thing as the cat, actually. But like a couple of like small physical things, and then I'll see if there's anything else. I don't think I want to give them anything for resisting dread or like adjusting with the bulk or encumbrance values or anything. We don't need to play with those new mechanics for these guys. But yeah, I might call it Vicissitude. Maybe. I'm not sure yet.
Give me a break.
Break the mind is a reference? Maybe. If so, I'd like it even better. Attempt to make the target, make the target take the action you indicate on its next turn. If the action you wish the target to make would cause direct harm to itself, your mental attack is hindered. So you can choose to make them, like, that's a very big difference between like this and D&D. In D&D, you never have like a mental thing where you can be like, hurt yourself. I don't actually see me needing to change this much. I can just reword it to sound a bit better. You overwhelm their mind with your will, breaking. Use your mental powers to break their will. Break down their will, because you rephrase it slightly and it doesn't sound like weird because it's the same size as the title. The will to do your bidding. To do what do you suggest? How many more of the special player race options we got left? I'm almost done. I've got the cat basically done. The dog is mostly there. It looks like the Vicissitude flavor is pretty much done. It's getting there. Another like maybe like 4 or 5 abilities and probably there. So then I just got to do the robot, and yeah, old Gus has already gotten a bunch of foci in there to start testing. No, the Heralds didn't get anything like that. They didn't get like Shatter Mind or anything. The Herald was more about being like inspirational, because once again these types very much tried to make them different than the generic types in Cypher, because these ones it's meant to tell a specific like hard sci-fi story. Yeah, all right. To break down a target's will to do what you suggest. You attempt to make the target take an action. You indicate on its you indicate it is next. It is able to do so because we don't have a turn order anymore since we got rid of the initiative system in VoidHome. Let's go. Can't wait to mess around. And yeah, so for anyone wondering, Platt is my friend that is really, really good at breaking games. If you need someone to test your system in such a way that he is going to absolutely find the cracks and flaws in it, this is the man. When I sent him like my original thoughts for VoidHome, and I'm like, hey, could you give me like a couple of like thoughts about it or something? The man made fucking like spreadsheets being like, here's like the everything and here's how I can fuck it up. Like, yeah, he's good at that. You could probably legit hire him to do that at that point. He is a master level at breaking shit. All right. Break down the wheels. You attempt to make the target take an action. The action you wish the target to take would cause direct harm. Your mental attack is hindered. What is the range on that normally? Use your mental powers to break down a target's will to do what you suggest. You attempt to make the target take an action. Hindered. So, make say a target within long. No, let's do short range and give like you can extend it with effort. Short range. I break games for fun in my spare time. Yeah, only if I talk about it refreshed, I need to work it. Yeah, because we don't have an initiative system. Swak initiative. I like the way we do it much better. The GM just kind of like determines what order the NPCs go in, and then the PCs can like try to butt in as they please. But we have rules to structure it somehow. It just worked out. You know, I'm gonna do within immediate range, and then do let's take this as our standardized list, our standardized sentence for effort. You can increase the range of this ability for each effort spent to do so. Action. I like it. It's still single target though. We're good. We're good on that. All right. Things like precognition, mind control. That's all too much. Let's go to abilities. All right, let's find some more low tier. We need like low tier abilities here. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. So, what this works as. So vicissitude, those with vicissitude in this, there's a certain amount of prejudice against them by people within the system because it's a very small, standard sci-fi trope. It's a very small population that have this like mutation or change or whatever. So of course regular people don't like you. And like the slang term for them is a Vic or Vix because it's a vicissitude, although they refer to themselves as espers because they just want a nice name, that type of thing. But I do have some physical changes because with the flavors in this, you have to take the one, there's a prerequisite flavor. In this case, it's vicissitude. So your hair color is either vibrant orange or red or pure white. Your eyes are a stunning purple. Your Blashko's lines on your body may be subtly visible if you choose, and you're unable to procreate with a human that's not affected by vicissitude. So for those that don't know what Blashko lines are, I do have a brief description here, but you should just look them up, because you may or may not realize that humans actually have stripe patterns on us. It's very subtle, but we do have stripe patterns on us like a tiger, but you generally can't see it unless you've got a certain skin condition, or you've got certain like UV lighting instrumentation or something. But not only do we have stripe patterns on us, our stripe patterns actually very, very subtly glow in the dark, but we can't see it because our eyes are too piss poor. But cats are, if it's a dark enough room and the cat has good vision, a cat can subtly pick up the glowing lines in our bodies. So we're like a glowing fucking tiger to certain cats. Blashko's lines. Love that shit. Humans are weirder than you think. And that's a regular human thing. So with the vicissitude, I was having that your Blashko lines are a little more visible. So you look like very either like subtly striped, or like very, very subtle, or you can be like full like tiger stripes type things. What am I writing in? This is Scrivener that I'm using. I've tried doing the layout while I write, like Terran and Destructive Boy does. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And because I like to rearrange things. And so with Scrivener, like if I wanted to, like, I do things in like little bits. So this way, if I want to rearrange where they are in the chapters, like say I decide impact actually belongs more under like task roles, I can just click and drag it and rearrange it. So when I do the export, it's in the order that I want, and then I can go and start to do the layout stage. Yeah, I just find it easier to do this way. And honestly, a lot of the professionals tend to use Scrivener as well for their writing. I know a lot of the companies actually. I don't think anyone should do layout and design at the same time. There's just something very wrong with my brain. There's a lot of things very wrong with your brain, buddy. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Oh, fuck it. I was trying to open a Werther's, but it's not happening. All right. So let's see if we can find a couple of things that may be a little more physical in nature. Endurance. Any duration dealing with physical actions, either doubled or halved, whichever is better for you. Hold your breath for 30 seconds or hold it for 1 minute. 8 hours. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. That's a maybe. What's one second. Abilities. What did there was one I had that had like void resistance or some shit. Void resilience. I have a few things named void. Maybe I should give them void adept. You're so used to space that you ignore all the ill effects of low gravity and null gravity on task rolls. I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? So I think I'm going to give them void adept, like level 1. Well, the option for it. Obviously, you don't get all of the options. You just choose which ones you get. So void adept. I think I'm going to give them that. Because it's about the fact that they're adapting to the system that they're in, right? Because like the point of the setting is that like humanity has lost the sol system. It's gone, to them and they can't get back to it, and they're in this the Oris system, and they're stuck in this system. There's nothing they can do about it. So yeah, all right, I like that. All right, Void Adept. Once again, kind of using the cat as a general. So I had around 6 on the first one for the cat. I got 4 here, so I'd like a 2 more. Say 2 more there. 2 more there. So 6 more. I'd like it to be about the same. So 1 more there. 1 more there. Jesus, I want like 8 more abilities. Okay. Yeah. All right. What else we got here then? Something interesting. Push on through. Nope. I could give them something to do with dread. Something about being mentally resilient. What do I have? That's artifacts, abilities. What do I have? Because I have dead inside and dread management, right? As the 2 abilities right now that are affecting dread. So dead inside, you've seen enough horror and death that you no longer increase dread at the end of a scene where you've caused or helped cause the death of another human. I don't see that being the thing that they have. I could give them dread management, which is here. Why is Furry Bond under D? Oh, because I renamed it. It used to be a different name. That's right. Formidable Furry Bond. There we go. All right, dread management. Each level of dread can only increase the GM intrusion rating for you by 1 instead of 2. I might give them that. I don't think I'll give it to them right away. I think. I was looking for another tier 4. Tier 2s. I don't know what level I want to give it to them at, though. I don't want to give it to them right away because that starts to step onto the toes of the Scrapper and stuff too much. The Scrapper, and there's 1 or 2 foci that Gus made that. Oh, that's a very good point. Dead inside might actually work because they don't see themselves as human anymore. That's not a bad point. Okay, so we're gonna do dread management is kind of a big deal. We're gonna give that, I think, at tier 3. I don't need the description there because I already have it. But yeah, that's not a bad idea. Dead inside. I don't want to give it. Maybe I will give that to him right away. There'll be another way to get dead inside. Yeah, I think, put it as tier 3. Dead inside, I think I will give them right away. I like that because it makes sense. You don't consider yourself human anymore, so you don't get levels of dread for killing other human beings. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. I like that. I wasn't gonna give it to them, but it just makes too much sense. It makes too much sense. All right, I like it. So I want 1 more here. Let's. I'm just gonna put numbers here to like remind me how much I want in each one. I want 2 more here. Like 1 more here. I want it to be kind of the same as the cat. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but I'd like it to be pretty close. And one more here. Okay, we're getting close to our target number of abilities. That's not too bad. Good shit. This is why I like streaming this stuff. because you never know what you're gonna pick up from people. All right, sweet. Drain, fight on. I don't want to give them any like health stuff. I think I already gave them resistance to something. Especially resistant to poisons, toxins, and diseases. Have an asset when resisting or recovering. You know, instead of assets for resisting or recovering, I could give them an actual like resistance value against toxins. What is the name I had for that? It was chem. I could give them a chem resistance value. Well, technically they're considered human, so like you would still, like, I'm not gonna rewrite the ability. It's just, you can kill humans and not gain dread out of it. They're not really super tight knit. Once again, you're a super minority and generally hunted, enslaved, treated as like non-class citizens, that type of thing. So yeah, Gus, you think it would be better to give them impact or resistance to chem instead of an asset to resisting or recovery? I kind of think so. Poisons, toxins, and diseases. Well, I'll get rid of the diseases. Poisons and toxins. You have, and then we'll do a tag with the resistance, chem, 2. That's a bit much. 1. I think 1. Do I want 1 or 2? I'm gonna say 2. You're not gonna see the chem damage as often. So chem damage, of course, is poisons, venoms, drugs, biochemical agents, etc. So yeah, I'll give him chem resistance 2 as the tag. And then this way, like with the tags, the way they work. Let's bring up like the playtest again. So this is the ability you have to take. Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that beneficial because this is like your gateway ability to get into it. This one is this one. All right. So see, like the tags will look like this when you're in the book. So this is how like a tag, and this way I can it's just easier to add properties to an item, ability, etc. when I just have a list of these universal tags that are appended to something. It's this way we can it's just easier. It's just nicer. So this, whenever you see a tag in the book, it's, well, I mean, I'm not 100% sold on the formatting, but it's probably going to look something like this. And you can always have like a series of tags on something as well. So I kind of like it doing that way. Yeah. I'm trying to keep things as subtle as possible, so I don't think I'm going to do hedge magic because that gives you a bit too many tricks. Because even at like at tier 1, for example, like their most unsubtle thing is the fact that they can kind of sense emotions. VoidHome has a bit of a shallower power curve than regular Cypher. You feel a little less powerful than general. So I don't think hedge magic would work in this particular case. Yeah. Also, didn't I have an example Like stat block? I don't know where the fuck it went. Oh, it's gone now. An example stat block somewhere, but I don't know where it went. Anywho, okay. All right. What else we got here? More environmental adaptation might not be a bad thing. Yeah, I'll look at hedge magic. You can perform small tricks, temporarily change the color of basic appearance, small objects. No, none of that really matches because it's supposed to be a subtle, like this is more of a hard sci-fi setting, right? It's like the Espers is the closest thing to supernatural that we have, and it's supposed to be fairly subtle. I had a parahuman stat block in the monsters. Oh yeah, I was just looking for the bounty hunter one I did of your stat block that like I prettied up and stuff. Yeah, it's basically prestidigitation. That's basically what it is. What's impetus? Actually, they don't have anything like that yet, do they? A loose object within short range, carry in one hand, is drawn to your free hand. If the object is, you must succeed. Oh, so like drawing a small object to yourself. I should really give them something like that. That's like a good like tier 2 ability. I'm gonna rework it to work in the mechanics of VoidHome since there's actually like a bulk system and everything. Okay, I don't know what to call this yet. Let's do this and then rework this bitch. I'm thinking of calling it like draw or something. I'm not sure yet. I'm not super happy with that name. No, I don't know yet. A loose object that has no bulk. Bulk. Within short range, that is drawn to a free hand. If the object is drawn, I'm gonna say drawn to you, because in regular Cypher you're assumed to be playing a person, but in this one you could be a cat or a dog with psychic powers. Actually, no, you can't be. I don't know. You never know. GM might allow something special. We got a lot of shit going on. How about some kind of deep breath, retain 1 oxygen resources in action? Oh, that's not a bad idea. Like if they roll and they were about to go to like 0 oxygen, or they can be counted as having an oxygen resource or something. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's finish this one first, but that's a good idea. I like the oxygen one. I might even do that as a tier 1. It has no bulk within short range, is drawn to you if the object is stuck or held by another creature. You must succeed on a might roll. I don't like that. I want it to be an intellect roll to rip it free. You don't have to put the or object is stuck. That's kind of assumed. Yeah, rip it free is fine. I need a better name though. And I'm tired of using the word telekinetic. Psi hand. I kind of like fetch. Psi fetch. Maybe psi fetch. You can be a cat with a jetpack. Oh my god, I want to see that so badly. Lesser warp gravity. I mean, there's already possibly going to be some gravity shit happening. Sci-fetch sounds pretty good. I think sci-fetch. Of course, that means I got to move it in the list. That's going to bug me if I don't. There we go. There we go. Sci-fetch sounds good? Yeah, I think so too. Okay. Yeah, you can be a cat in a jetpack. I got to show this for a second. Okay, so say we got our cat here. And you've got all your cat style abilities like ankle slash and sharpen your claws, skibbity baps, toe beans, catter puncture. Like all of these are so fucking crazy good. So happy about it. And then you could be where's the foci? This is just like a super rough thing because we're still very much tinkering with these. What was the name of the focus with the jetpack again? Rocket Raccoon coming out. You pretty much, right? Except that you're not an anthropomorphic like cat person. You're just a cat. You don't have thumbs. You can't even speak to people. You're just a cat. It defies gravity, which it looks like shit in here because I don't have the formatting. But yeah, tier 1, you immediately get a jetpack. A personalized jetpack artifact. And everything else about it is about like flying around with this jetpack and doing cool shit with it. I want to see a cat or a dog with a jetpack. I mean, you could always reflavor it, but right now I just have cats and dogs because it's like the main animals that humans kind of brought with them. So, yeah. It looks so good. Yeah, looks so good. Okay, so you mentioned about oxygen retaining. Do I have an ability for oxygen or anything yet already? Oxygen. Light breather. Through controlled breathing, you can make your oxygen reserves last a little bit longer. So I already kind of have this ability for something, so I can just give them this ability. You know... Yeah, I can just give them light breather. I don't mind doing that. So lower that since we just gave them that. This would also like sort of tap out our tier 1. Animal Esper. It does sound kind of fun. Right now, I only have it set up that you can take the one flavor, though. Otherwise, it'd be... I mean, I guess it'd be kind of interesting to be like cat dog. If a raccoon or 3 managed to sneak aboard a spaceship, yeah. Definitely rats. Rats might be too small and inconsequential for a player character. That might be too little, but yeah. Pinky in the brain. Suddenly VoidHome is nothing but like animal characters. No, I do have it suggested in the flavors that I had it in a side thing somewhere. That you shouldn't have more than like one character playing like a cat or a dog. You can have multiples with the vicissitude or robots, although even with a robot, like you're gonna need some people or you're gonna have a bad time. A group of cats and dogs is not gonna be able to operate a spaceship in the middle of like a combat situation or for long-term travel. You're just a cat or a dog. Yeah. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. Much better, much better. We're cleaning up the system while we're doing shit. Divine down. Maybe it's something about moving around in low gravity. The reason it's Viking blood, not dogs, roam the wasteland. Yeah. That's a bit too much, but I'm thinking some sort of movement thing in null grav situations. Let's bring up the things, situations and modifiers. I gotta redo the thing in here because this is actually, I might as well redo it here. I've got it in my other notes. I don't know why I didn't redo it here. Gravity is actually supposed to be renamed forces, for specific gravitational forces of 9.81 meters per second squared, also known as 1G or standard gravity. Space force humans in situations we didn't evolve for. Sudden forces in VoidHome. Sudden forces and gravity in VoidHome will be given in G amounts. Blah, 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 blah. And then I don't need to rename this, because this is already in forces. Under the stresses, forces higher than 1G. Yeah, there we go. What does null grav impose on? This is a lack of any gravity or gravity so low and might as well have no impact. Physical tasks are hindered by 2, unless attached or braced in some way. Melee attacks cause the attacker and target to both be thrown at least a distance away from each other. The GM decides is appropriate. Firearms propel the attacker an immediate distance in the opposite direction they're firing. And of course, we're using standard firearms, so unless your firearm is calibrated to work in a void environment or a vacuum environment, you can't shoot a gun without air. But that's in a different section. So I already gave them void adapt. That should be adept. Void adept. So something to move themselves, I think. Like, as much as I fucking hate it, the scene in what was it, of the newer movies where the bad CG Princess Leia like propels herself somehow in the void using the force, like that type of situation, like not super fast, just able to do so. Much as I fucking hate the movie, it's kind of what I'm picturing. So we'll call it, say something like null grav push. Badass vacuum space gun recall safe and Cowboy Bebop was incorrect. Yeah, I want it more like that scene in Firefly where they had to like put a gun inside of the spacesuit to fire it. Unless you have like a really nice gun, because you can get the self-contained like gas compressed firearms and stuff. You can still move in null grav an environment with no gravity. Even if you have no objects to push off of. Let's do the thanks to subtle telekinetic forces, you can still move in an environment with no gravity, even if you have no objects to push off of. Enabler. I think that'd be easy. I don't even make it cost anything. Talking American. I don't know, it works. Can't hang out, but happy birthday, you magnificent stallion. Oh, it's a Luffenpoof. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Everyone always has like a different name everywhere, doesn't it? since they can shoot underwater. A lot of firearms won't properly shoot underwater either. It depends on the firearm. Can a firearm shoot without air? Yeah, without the oxygen free, it's a lot of guns can't shoot underwater either. Guns just break, and fires can't burn without in an oxygen free vacuum of space. Some guns can shoot. Oh, okay. Some guns can shoot depending on whether it has a mixed oxidizer or not. So it's going to depend. It's going to depend. Yeah, I don't think most fire well underwater. And even if you manage to fire it, have you ever seen the fall off for kinetic forces of a bullet underwater? They literally travel. Well, I guess you can't see it because my hands, but they'll travel like a meter before they like dramatically slow down. Like you just shoot and it's like. Now, obviously, it's very different in the vacuum of space. In the vacuum of space, you can shoot the gun, and the bullet will keep going at roughly the same speed until it hits something. So that changes combat a little bit. I should put something about that, eh? Because we're gonna have some fights in the vacuum of space. Like there shouldn't really be a distance limitation on weapons. Weird knowledge increased. I don't know where I want to put that. Under atmosphere, maybe? Oh yeah, Mythbusters did do a thing about gunshots underwater, didn't they? Yeah. Because it's sort of a mixture of vacuum and gravity. But vacuum is what slows it down. But if you have gravity, then you could still have like a Coriolis effect or whatever. Yeah, you have like infinite range in space. I mean, that's the point. Like I saw a really good video the other day of why fighter craft in sci-fi doesn't make sense. Like, when would you ever need small fighter ships? Because 10-to-1, you are going to be like a fucking 1,000 kilometers away from them, and you can still see them fine because there's nothing between you. There's no horizon line and firing at each other. At what point are you getting close enough for fighter ships? So yeah. Now, I did have a thing because there's still going to be a strong need for melee weapons. Because say you board someone's ship, do you really want to be firing like guns on a compressed container and possibly puncturing the hull a bunch of times? Probably not. Mega Man had it right on future weaponry. Everything's going to be buster cannons. Yeah. Yeah, I've got to note that somewhere. I under atmosphere, because even if you have gravity with affecting like a Coriolis effect or whatever, where it'll start arcing it, and eventually like hit whatever is causing the gravity. Well, if you have vacuum, it's not losing any momentum. So I think I would put it under atmosphere. I think I'd actually do two of them. Under thin atmosphere, I might say you increase the ranges of all ranged attacks, and I think in vacuum, I'll just put you have no maximum range. Maybe. Insert Warhammer 40k, drive me closer. I want to hit them with my sword. Yeah, really? Yeah, there's a lot of things you never think about in sci-fi, like piracy, for example. Like, you can't sneak up on somebody in space unless something has happened to their sensors previously, because they're going to see you like 100,000 kilometers away before you even get to them. assuming they even have like basic modern day style sensors. So piracy's really hard because pirates kind of rely on those ambush tactics, right? But instead, if you see a pirate in the distance, you're suddenly going to be like, well, we've got a month until they get here. What are we going to do? Because in VoidHome, I'm still using relativistic travel, even though you have something called the furrow drive that's easing travel and making it a bit faster. It's still only letting you reach like a percentage of the speed of light. Like it's still relativistic travel for the most part. Using a shotgun to counter snipe in space. Yeah. So I'm getting sidetracked. I'm supposed to be working on the focus, but I'm getting sidetracked now. You need to make my task related to a prolonged or intense activity. That's ended by 2. Ranged weapons have their ranges increased. Increased is one word by 1 category in thin atmosphere. Visual identification in a mostly lightless environment is kind of janky. You won't be in a mostly lightless environment though if you're in like floating around in the aura system, because there's three stars. So you'll be fine. There's 2 yellow stars similar to Sol, and then there's a red dwarf. Range opens. I should do this. It's still kind of difficult to hit things. I'm going to do range weapons. Have no maximum. They can fire. They can target. However, some distances, some extreme distances may, in the projectile, taking a certain amount, taking longer to reach its target. I want to do something here. I'm gonna work on this later. There's got to be something about like the lot farther it is away, the harder it is going to be to hit, because you're having to guess where it's going to be. Work on range mechanics. So I'll just put ZZZ, work on range mechanics, so I remember to come back to this. Because it's you can't just be like, I have infinite range but perfect accuracy. It's not going to work like that. It's not going to work like that. I would assume you can scan for nearby electronics to help identify other ships as well. Yeah, so people don't realize how easy it is to scan for electronic signals. Like the Voyager space probe currently puts out like it puts out like almost no amount of energy. Like people don't realize how low amount of energy that probe does, and that's reached like the edge of our solar system, and we're still scanning it no problem, and could pick it up even if we didn't know exactly where it was. Current sensors, now of course sensors in VoidHome would be a bit cruder because of the way the storyline goes, but current sensors can pick up basically the equivalent equivalent electronic signal equal to like a running like fridge light or something like that. Like we can detect very small amounts of shit. Hindered by 1 per range category outside of your normal range or something. Yeah. Easy way to identify other spacecraft is through thermal imaging. Space is very cold. Spaceships a lot less so. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that heat is actually your main problem in space, not cold. That's usually the big deal. Yeah, thermals would be a good one. For sure, for sure. All right, I got sidetracked here. Suddenly getting to like how that shit works on ranged in like null atmo environments. I'm gonna have to work on it a bit more, but we can definitely come back to it. That's why I typed the ZZZ, so I can just like do a search through the document for ZZZ and then like go and find it. So thanks to, I was working on this, null grav. Thanks to subtle telekinetic forces, you can still move in an environment with no gravity, even if you have no objects to push off of. Enabler, right. Done. Easy, easy peasy, easy peasy. So tier 2, I wanted 4. I've kind of got 4, so I'm done. I was trying to make sure if I had that or not. Let's start working on a few higher ones. Surface side checking with JWST thermal management is an incredibly interesting topic. I'd probably be down for that. I love because I mean, when I originally went to college, it was for engineering. I went back to university at one point to work towards a physics degree, but ran out of money because I'm broken, disabled, and poor. So I like science. I really like science. It's really funny that I've worked mostly, almost every major career style job that I've had has been in arts, like layout, design, promo, like promo item companies, stuff like that. But I went to school for all like engineering and science. So I get sidetracked a lot. You think I get sidetracked a lot? Fucking Terran Indestructo Boy. He'll go on entire rants about like jazz albums. And he's working on a fantasy game. I'm calling him out. All right. So I already have a deflect projectiles thing here. I could give them something similar to the ward ability, where they're just like constantly deflecting things. They basically get like 1 armor for free. That doesn't seem to really match what I'm going for though. Inspiration comes from anywhere, mi amigo. Bebop. The cowboy, a bebop. I already gave them something for movement. Well, look anyways. You never know. Not see anything. Wormhole. What about... I don't think I'd see anything in transform. I don't want them transforming. No. Meta? Oh, there's a lot under meta. Oh, there's a chunky category. Let's see what we can find. I always make insane headway after those tangents. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I mean, like I've gone on strange ass tangents on my own streams and stuff, going and delving into various things. And I mean, the little tangent I went on like helped me rework some abilities for firing in like airless environments. It's good shit. Augment beneath notice. Oh, I don't need that, but checked out for ADHD. I get sidetracked all the time. I'll be working, I don't think I'm ADHD, but like I'll be working on something, next thing you know I'm like also working on something else, and I've forgotten what I was working on, and then I like get like sidetracked. I don't know, I don't think I'm ADHD, but pretty sure I'm not, but I do get sidetracked a lot. I kind of like the idea. I'm thinking of like tier 4. something that would help you with absquatulate by making yourself not invisible, but just making people want to sort of mentally ignore your existence. I don't know what to call it. Ugh. I don't know what to call it. Name. Let's do 3 intellect points. You're able to emit a psychic wash over those around you. Psychic shroud. That's probably not a bad name. This would not work against robots. No. Because you mentally, that's kind of their weakness. It's the espers and the robots. It's kind of their weakness. You're able to emit a psychic wash over those around you, pushing their minds to ignore your existence. What should I give as the benefit? You have an asset, 2 assets? Eased? Easing is probably better if it's actually going to cost. The last Kyle Hill video about space combat is very interesting regarding the difficulty of running spaceship engine in the solar system. Oh, did he do one recently? I haven't watched Kyle Hill in a long time. I fucking love that dude. Kyle Hill. I'm subscribed to him, right? Yes, I am. The truth about space combat. Oh, he did do one about that, eh? Yeah, he only puts out bangers. Fucking science Thor. I love it. His hair is just as majestic as ever. Okay, I'm gonna watch that later. The truth about space combat. I'm not gonna make this a reaction channel. I'm not just gonna sit down and watch it. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna just sit down. I haven't watched his videos in a while, actually. He's put out a lot of the last one I watched was 2 months ago about the Oppenheimer's thing. So I've got like 5 videos of his I haven't seen. I don't know who Kyle is, but he sounds like he makes interesting stuff. Yeah, so Google it. Well, go to like YouTube and search Kyle Hill. He puts out bangers. Like he takes like it's not as like in depth as something like PBS Space Time, which I also enjoy. Like he doesn't get into like the hard science of things, but he kind of like he dumbs it down and makes it easy to process for everybody while also making it entertaining. He used to be part of another channel and then he split from them for reasons he didn't want to fully go into, and then he did his own thing. I'm glad he's doing well. He's got almost 2 million subscribers, so he's a nuclear physicist and MTG pro player. I forgot he was an MTG pro player. I remember about the nuclear physicist bit. Like he's got one solid degree and he's working on a secondary one, and he's been to like a bunch of science places and to NASA and stuff like that. Like he's a smart dude. Carl Sagan for radioactivity. Carl Sagan. Oh man, I wish he still existed. He was a man. He was a force of his day. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, Psychic Shroud. I got sidetracked with Kyle Hill. You're able to emit a psychic wash over those around you, pushing their minds to ignore your existence. You all squatulate. Am I spelling that right? Did I spell absquatulate right? I'm pretty sure absquatulate. Yeah, I spelled it right. All obsquatulate tasks and play commander, but he can tell he's analyzing a lot of plays to decide what to do. Yeah, well, he's a smart dude. He's probably scary as shit when playing Magic. He's able to, yeah. Oh, he did do some stuff on Chernobyl and stuff. Well, as far as he can go in safely, anyways. It's not like he can like walk up to the elephant's foot or something. Yeah. Well, a lot of people respect him. From what I understand, from people that have interacted with him, he's like the nicest fucking dude. Eased by, say, 2 steps. Tasks against living creatures are eased by 2 steps. Yeah. It's surprising. Absquatulate actually kind of spells out how it sounds, so it's easy to. Never played much MTG. It was always too expensive for me. Yeah, I mean, I've got a bunch of cards. I played for a long time. Like, it used to be even bigger back in the day, but I gave up. I cannot afford that amount of money for fucking pieces of cardboard. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's like miniature wargaming. I can't, it's too expensive for tiny pieces of plastic. And with my bad back, I can't lean over like the wargaming tables and shit. It's not for me. I enjoy painting the miniatures, but I can't actually play the game. Sounds like a crying dog. I don't know. This is my like cyberpunk playlist on Epidemic Sound. I've never heard of absquatulate. Might you need to use that word in the future? Yeah, that's the word that we're using in this for basically like stealth or escape tasks. Action. Initiate. So you enable all absquatulate tasks for the next 10 minutes against living creatures are eased by 2 steps. Yeah, I don't want storage space for miniature wargaming. Yeah, it takes up a lot of fucking space. No, I would never get into Warhammer or Warhammer 40k at this point. No. I'm sure Discourse could probably give us some more suggestions on like other modern war games that are probably like budget friendly online and stuff, but I don't know. It's not for me right now. I got other games I'd rather be playing at this point. If I want something crunchy, I'd rather play an RPG that was like on the more tactical, crunchier side, where it's just like combat focused or something. If I want that like style of play. I don't know why I'm unwrapping a Werther's, because I'm not going to eat that while I'm talking. Okay, you're able to emit Psycho Wash over those around you, pushing their mind to ignore your existence. We can get rid of this because it's going to be there. All absquatulate tasks for the next 10 minutes against living creatures are eased by 2 steps. And let's do a thing here. You can increase the duration by 10 minutes for each effort spent to do so. I'll play like a 4X game or something like Stellaris sometimes. I've never really gotten too much into Civ. Is there a way to have Psychic Shroud interact with effort? Oh yeah. Already on it. Sorry, I'm lagging behind a bit reading the thing there. All of Squatchlite tasks for the next 10 minutes against living creatures are eased by 2 steps. Living creatures within... Oh, well, you know what, just... you know what, living creatures. Yeah, living creatures within long range. That way it's not living creatures like... You're not affecting somebody that's like... You know, a couple light minutes away that's like watching you through a camera or something. So living creatures within long range are eased by 2 steps. You can increase the duration by 10 minutes for each effort spent to do so. So this way, like if someone's watching you through a camera at a distance, they're not affected. They're going to see you just fine. Let's add a thing in there. Can attempt to hide and be stealthy against these individuals, even if you have no sources of cover or anything to hide with. They may just ignore your presence. That makes the ability even cooler, because you could just be standing in the middle of the room and they'll be like, I don't see anybody. Because you're erasing yourself from their mind, basically. And then you can increase the duration. Yeah, I think I like this. Chat round trip delay is a thing. Yeah, especially on YouTube. Every once in a while, I find that certain people on the YouTube need to fast forward for a second to make sure it didn't sometimes it lags behind for some reason. You gotta be like, I'm not caught up on the stream. Yeah. You make the cost 3+ into the effort interaction. That is a good point. Actually, all of these with the effort interaction should be pluses. I'm missing all of the pluses. Yeah, that is a very good point. Is there any up here? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I forgot the pluses is. All right. I gotta move that because it's not in alphabetical order. That's gonna bug me. YouTube Live basically has to be run at 1.25 speed just to keep it with the ultra low latency. Yeah, YouTube always lags behind. Like when I occasionally multi-stream between YouTube and Twitch, the Twitch is always ahead. I will give Twitch that. They have a lot less latency. Yeah, I don't get it. I want to start multi-streaming again, but Restream costs money, which I don't have because I'm poor. Very poor. And I could use Arena, but they don't have a unified chat like Restream does. How much does Restream cost? Because I've wanted to simulcast multi-stream. And I used to use it with Restream, but now they have the watermark if you don't pay. They didn't used to have that. How much is it? Just to get rid of the watermark. $16 a month if you do the 190 yearly. And that's probably American. 190 American is what? 190 USD to CAD. $262.53. Yeah, that is half of my monthly income. I only make I in American freedom bucks, I make $927 USD a month is what my income is. So affording something like that is no bueno. Yeah. If I was making anything out of it, maybe, but I'm not making enough to make it worthwhile. Whatever. All right. We're almost there. We're almost done. We almost have this good. I'm sure I'll go through and rip it apart a couple of times before we get to the final stage, but we're almost there. All right. So I need another tier 3, which is like relatively good, like halfway mark. And then I need a tier 6, like this is a good ability. Because the other tier 6 ability right now I have is deflect projectiles, which is just during that minute, all ranged projectiles just are automatically deflected. Because it's Cypher, and sometimes you get overpowered that way. It's just not really worth it. I make enough to cover my phone bill. Yeah. Well, I'll pour. Well, so poor. All right. What else can we find that's not too bad here? Side note, I'm basically Mr. Krabs when it comes to paying money for a phone. Oh, I'm miserly as fuck. My grandparents raised me, so that's and they were both like immigrants or whatever, but like old world Scottish lady and a Dutchman, and yeah, I'm gonna be a little like generalist here, but they taught me to pinch the pennies till they cry. So yeah, no, I get it. My grandmother also taught me to always haggle. I've seen her walk away from there was like a store clearance or something where she not only got everything on the table for like a fraction of the price of what it should have been, she got the table. She came home with the table that everything was on. So I love that old bitch. Tier 3 could give another nice passive effect. Yeah, passive isn't a bad idea. I don't need to make everything so active. I mean, dread management is passive, but like another passive wouldn't be a bad idea. They already have stuff for breathing. I didn't give them any like mental resistances or anything. What am I doing? Why do they not have mental resistance? This is the one person that should have mental resistance. My roommate did a report about me for college because it was funny as fuck. Oh, dude. Yeah, no, let's call it let's make sure there's no name for it yet. I was thinking like Mental Fortress. Make sure there's no the mental link. Okay, there's nothing like that. Hey, Phil. Did you finish your stream, buddy? Because you stream like 5 trillion times a day. Mental Fortress. Let's do that one. That is this is just gonna be an enabler. So your mind is conditioned and resistant. Incoming resistant to psychic or mental forces. I don't need to extend that too much. You gain, and let's add a tag, resistance mental 2? 2 doesn't seem too bad. Done for work, back on in 12 hours. Yep. For those of you that still play the Dungeons and Dragons stuff, you should check out Phil Kearney. One, the dude is making some awesome books. He's working on like some a few different things right now, but like the Spelljammer one is I think the one I've been paying attention to the most. But he's doing right now. He's coming through a lot of the art stuff, but he's also doing some of the writing at the moment. I mean, he's doing all the writing, but I mean, like he's not focusing on it right now. I'm babbling. It's fine. It's early. I never actually had my coffee. Anyways, check out Phil. He streams like 5 trillion times a day, like through the course of the week. And he's making some more of the Dungeons and Dragons books. So yeah, go check him out. It's fucking awesome. And then it's Enabler. I didn't give them any maneuvers. True words, Phil. Not just kind words. True words. All right. I need a tier 6 thing. I could give them I kind of want to give them a maneuver of some kind. They don't have any maneuver types. It's all actions or enablers. Man's on the grind with the multi-streams. Yeah. Yeah. Is there, so there's a focus called mind over matter. I don't think there's an ability called mind over matter. I think I have an idea. Mind? There's not. All right. I think I might give them an ability called mind over matter. So mind over matter. X intellect points. No idea what that's going to cost yet. Here, actually, instead of X, let's actually do our things as a Z. Thanks. Yeah, this was the one I put together for like the cyberpunk one shot I had with like Bob World Builder and Nerd Immersion and Dungeoneers Pack and Platt and someone else. Who else did I have in that? Oh, Jess Pendley from Underground Oracle Publishing. And it's like I needed some like cyberpunk shit. So mind over matter. So I think this is gonna be a maneuver type of ability. Sweet feature names, hard mechanics to convey. Yeah, I want something to do with just like somehow you can use your psychic powers to help anything. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I want to do with that without it being too stupidly overpowered. Okay, I need a bite. I still haven't finished. I've been working for 2.5 hours to finish a fucking protein bar. What's Marco messaging me for? Oh, he's just wishing me a happy birthday. Thank you, Marco. That one shot was great. Yeah, you played the hacker. That was good times. I'm actually going to get rid of the cost here for the moment. When attempting a might or speed task, Pay for costs. Yeah, I mean, Marco's a nice guy, but I wasn't expecting it because normally he's like contacting me about like, because he's the guy that does the Foundry setup for Cypher. So I thought he was like contacting me about something for that. And he just finished doing the Foundry thing for the adventure I helped put out, Isle of the Dreaded Accursed. So, but no, it was just for birthday stuff. So it's like, oh, cool. Thank you. Attempting a might or speed task, you may pay for the you may treat your intellect pool. No, you may pay for cost of that task. No, it's gonna have to have some sort of cost associated with it. I don't know how I want to do this. Oh, no. I think I know how to do this. It's not going to be a pay. It's going to be a roll. So it is going to have a cost associated with it. Let's do, say, 5 intellect points. When attempting a might or speed task, you may use your intellect pool instead. And you are considered trained in this the purposes of this task if you are not already trained or specialized. It needs a bigger boost than that. Like at this level, you're only probably going to be paying a couple points of intellect unless you've really spread yourselves out. So it's not that big of a deal for the cost. You're considered, you can use your intellect pool instead. You're considered trained for the purpose of this task. It's not powerful for enough for being tier 6. That's kind of a disappointing ability at this point. It needs a boost. Might or speed task, use your intellect pool. I don't know. I mean, it is a maneuver, so it's adding on. Maybe I could just make it like... cheap? I feel like it needs a boost. I feel like it's not good enough for a tier 6 ability. Not even close. I mean, the other tier 6 ability like makes you immune to projectiles for a short period of time. Like this needs to be something. This needs to be something. I don't know. I want to incorporate a maneuver because I don't have any maneuvers. It's all actions and enablers. Yeah, that's a toughie. Attempting a might or speed task. Use your intellect pool instead. You're considered trained for the purpose of this task. If you're not already trained or specialized maneuver. It's not enough. It's not enough. Let me look at some other things here for a second. Something else that's kind of big. What else do we have in like the mental projection, mentally tough? Oh, things like mind. Oh, I'm trying to figure out this tier 6 because Cypher only goes up to tier 6. So this like consider this like an end game ability. One of the abilities they could take is that I really like is deflect projectiles, which basically lets you like deflect all of projectiles without the need for a roll for like a minute. The other one I want to do, mind over matter, it's something about using your intellect pool instead of your might or speed pool. But like that doesn't feel beefy enough for being tier 6. I gave them you're considered trained in the task if you're not already trained or specialized, but it doesn't feel like it's got enough oomph or punch. And I want it to be a maneuver, which means like it sort of like adds on to another task or ability. But I don't know what I want to do with it. This is the last ability that I need, and then I'm done the flavor. A free level of effort when you use it. Yeah. I mean, it's 2 points, so it costs. So you're getting. So for 2 points, you're getting to use your intellect pool in a place you normally couldn't. You're getting at least training in it if you don't have any training, and you get a free level of effort. That's not bad. Mechanically, that's sound. It is a jack of all trades with prioritized ability. Really blend int with other pools. Problem is the system gets messy when you start to blend the pools. Pulling points from multiple pools at once. Normally within the system rules, you try to make sure this is only pulling from one pool at a time. Within the guidelines, there are times Monty Cook Games has broken that rule, but part of what Old Gus and I are doing is trying to clean this up and standardize it in a bit in those few times where we find that they kind of like broke their own rules a bit that we didn't quite like. Kind of like the free level of effort. Yeah, and then you are considered trained for the purpose of this task if you're not already trained or specialized, and gain a free level of effort for it. Maneuver. All right, and it's only 2 intellect points, adding on to the cost. It's a maneuver, so it adds on to the cost of what you're doing, but you're gaining a free effort out of it, as well as those other things. Okay, I think I'll at least up it to 3 intellect points, but I think, yeah, it doesn't have a wow factor, but it does have some mechanical benefits. Yeah, well, no worries. I don't know if you've ever played Cypher. And this is like a modified version of Cypher. This VoidHome will be to Cypher kind of what like Pathfinder was to 3rd edition. It's going to be different. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think we can pretty much call that done. All right. So I got the cat is completely done. Vicissitude's completely done. Dog needs some work and robot needs some work. Just inhaled part of that fucking protein bar. Yeah, it's good. It's good. We're getting there, little by little. All right, so we got 2 of the flavors done. We've got enough foci done to at least do the play test. 3 points for training plus effort is good value, plus the pool swap. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. It is a tier 6 ability. All right. Also, for those that have been following along with the system thing already, I redid some of the holder abilities. So the holder is the type where you're, like in the description it says, you're not everyone is a trained gunslinger, superpowered psychic, or manipulative leader of the masses. Sometimes you're just a warm body on a ship that cleans up the corporate facility or runs the local saloon. The holder is the everyday person. You're like a commoner, basically. And one of the things I had was a ability tree within these that gave like a dog companion, but I redid things a little bit to have furry bond instead. So first of all, you get to choose whether it's a dog or cat companion, but even better than that, you can choose to either have a dog or cat companion, or if someone in your group is playing a dog or cat, you can choose to bond with them instead, applying all the abilities that you would normally get that would boost your dog or cat companion onto that PC. So as you get like furry bond or revive pet would be really cool. So like if your buddy is about to die and it's a PC dog, you can be like, get up, buddy. Come on, get up. You can be free with a high enough edge. Well, yeah, but don't forget it's a maneuver, so that cost is adding on to the cost of the task. So if you're applying effort or doing anything on that task, or if it's an ability that costs something, you're adding that cost onto the task flat. So yeah, so there's a bit of a rework that instead of doggo stuff, it's just pet stuff, and the holder can now, so you can like bond yourself with another player character as your pet if you're a holder, and I think that's going to be a really cool system mechanics. I'm super excited to see that play out, because you're gonna I can almost see a crazy cat lady at this point, just like a holder with like a bunch of cat friends. So, yes. So yeah, you can have the holder and the cat flavor. Oh, percussive maintenance. Yeah, percussive maintenance. Well, I don't even remember what that does now. Because it's not like the tinker, which is going to be the one that's actually like a good engineer. Like you're just like bang it until it works. Yeah, so percussive maintenance for intellect with a swift kick or firm tap. Actually, I should change that to might. Or might points. With a swift kick or firm tap of the tool, you can make a piece of mechanical or electrical equipment that is not functioning due to damage function. The item can't be completely destroyed at level 0 for this to happen. The item functions for a length of time determined by the GM for what makes sense. A gun may function for the rest of the scene. Ship's engines may function for an extra day. Afterwards, the item ceases to function again and loses 1 level. Enabler. So yeah. Yeah, it adds on to this stuff. So yeah, change that to might for sure. So you just like, you smack something and get it to work for a bit longer. Things are definitely a lot less generic in VoidHome than regular Cypher, but like Cypher kind of had to be that for a reason. It's a universal system, but with VoidHome, I actually get to flavor things and focus things on the setting, which is super nice. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, very similar, I think. Very similar. But it uses instead of the step mechanics in regular Cypher, it uses the level mechanics that I have for the crafting and repair and everything in VoidHome, which is very similar to the stuff that I have in my Cypher Foundation book. Part of me is sad. I just released that like Cypher Manifestation book that has done fairly well, all things considered, actually. But I have no use for any of those mechanics in VoidHome, because it's just like it's too supernatural for what I'm going for. But yeah. Nation. All right, yeah. So for anyone interested, if you play Cypher, don't forget to check out my Cipher Manifestation book. It's doing pretty well, actually. I figured I was just going to drop it, $4.99. I'm not going to make much out of it. I spent about $50 something on like the art for like the various bits for it and stuff. So I figured, I'll be lucky if I break even, but no, I've been making some half decent bank off of it. So yeah, check it out if you're a Cipher person and you're looking for a different way to do ad hoc powers and spells and stuff like that. It's very similar to what you'd get out of like Mage the Ascension type of style of powers, where it's a little more loose, sort of like adjusting them on the fly. Thanks, Phil. I know you don't really play Cipher, so you don't have to buy it. You're mostly a D&D dude, so it's fine. Oh, I've had to like tear this book, because it's too chunky. So Old Gus and I are trying to keep this book under 400 pages, which means that there's going to be we're going to have to split this into multiple books. I think that at this point, because it's too big. It's too big. Yeah, I've had people so far tell me they're using that manifestations books for all sorts of things. I've had people saying that they're doing like a Pokemon game out of it because of the collector type the collector thing I have in it, or Dragon Ball Z powers, or all this shit. Like it's people are using it for like things I didn't even realize they were going to use it for, and it's awesome. So I love the versatility that it's apparently granting. It's great. It's great. All right. What am I doing next? I've got so many things I gotta finish. So Old Gus is gonna go through and he's gonna do some world plate generation for stuff for us, using the cater system that I have. So there's gonna be predefined world plates. So there's 3 planets in the system, but then there's the like cloud of hexagonal continent-sized world plates in the system as well. Now there's going to be some that are going to be pre-built as part of the system lore, but then we're working on a series of tables for each one of these giant hexagonal plates that are going to randomize elements of it. Using the cater system for complications, areas, things, environments, and residents. And we're gonna go ham on that, depending on the length of the book. This may or may not be in the core book. I really want this to be in the main book, though. I really want this to be in the main book. I want the like infinite replayability of this near endless amount of world plates that you can travel through to be a thing. Whether it's via spaceship or the portals that are in the center of them, or what have you. So Old Gus has helped me with, I think that's what he's working on right now, because he's taking a break from the Foci, and I think he really wanted to do some world plate generation stuff. So we're gonna see. It's gonna take a bit. I've got some equipment started. So this is general equipment customization with tags and whatnot. Why is this here? Did I move this from upward? I thought that equipment bit was in the player rules. I think I moved it to its own chapter. I think I did. Yeah, because it didn't need to be in player rules. Okay, the other thing I'm working on is I'm working on group setups. So depending on when you first start playing the campaign, you can choose a group setup, and this will determine mostly your equipment and resources, but it helps you decide on a theme. So for instance, you could have just like a basic group setup that just gives you like some basic items, an old shitty space suit with like a resource of 3 oxygen, basic finances and some basic supplies. Or you could be like bounty hunters and like you get like other things. You get an actual like spacecraft for your group, although this should actually be spaceship. And you're either going to get the choice of a Catawampus or a C-83 transport, and then you get some other stuff here, including like an extra weapon, a bounty hunter's license, stuff like that. Or maybe you're the cleaners, which is, you know, the sort of equivalent of like colonial space marines from Aliens type of thing, where you'll get like a special armadillo spacesuit instead, and like an extra weapon and stuff. So I want to have like different like group setups that you can do when you start playing to sort of like help you decide how you want to customize things, and I think it'll be cool. And I'm also going to shamelessly steal the rumors thing that I forget. It's been used as a house rule by a lot of people, but I really like the idea of players sitting down. Each player sits down and writes rumors about their character, and they could be a truth, a lie, or like semi-truthful. And then you give these rumors to the other players, because the rumors about your character, you give them to the other players, and that's what their character knows about your character. So each character has like a different rumor about your character, and it's a great way to create connections, I think. So I really like that idea. I'm shamelessly stealing it, and I don't even know where it's from. So but I think it's a really, really cool idea. I'm going to be stealing that one for sure. I've seen it done as like a house rule. I haven't really seen it. I don't know if like any RPGs actually officially do that or not. If so, I would love to know. I ran Eberron in Numenera before I got into 5e. It's been like 5 years and the system's evolved a lot. The system has evolved a lot. I might be venturing in Cypher in a few years, so I'm casually brushing up. Oh, it makes sense. Yeah. Cypher's got a really nice open license. They're basically just like do whatever, just don't be racist assholes or something. Is basically like as for being an open gaming license, the Cypher license is really short actually. Like there's not a lot to it. Backstory cards is another way to create connections, but that's a separate product. Yeah, that would definitely be a separate thing. I'd love to do, because you can do print on demand for cards with DriveThruRPG as well. I would love to do cards for things like the ciphers and stuff eventually, but that's a whole nother shebang, whole nother thing. So we'll see. All right. I've been going for almost 3 hours. I haven't like eaten today or like maintained my body in any way other than a half a protein bar and an energy drink. The rumor thing was in Callisto 6. Callisto 6. That sounds familiar. Oh, was that actually, that was a Cypher thing as well? Callisto 6. I've never heard of this before, actually. I thought it was another system. I saw it as like a D&D house rule, actually. Huh. Yeah, I've never actually seen it. I'll have to take a look. Where was it? Where is it? Where do I watch this? YouTube? Can I watch this on YouTube? Oh yeah, there's a it's a Geek and Sundry thing. X Environments reminding of Jack L. Chalker's book series Well World Saga. The characters were trapped in a manufactured world with 1064 different biomes and species evolving at each. Yeah, I'll in another stream I'll probably go into the actual like cosmology of the aura system, but it's like TLDR. There's a big old black spot in the middle of it that doesn't seem like an actual like singularity or black hole. They don't know what it is. I don't really explain what it is, but I do give some ideas of what it could be. I do a lot of that in the system because it's a hard sci-fi with horror elements, so I try not to explain, like over explain too much. And then around that is a cloud of the floating like who knows how many, like a countless amount of these various sized hexagonal plates called world plates. And then outside of that are the 3 planets that are almost in the same orbit. They're a little bit staggered from each other, but they generally orbit at around the same time, so they always stay within the same distance of each other. And then the stars, which I originally was going to have them in like a triangle formation, but Gold Gust had me do them in more like 2 of them are close together and almost to the point of merging, and then one of them's on the other side. Basically, the thing of this is the aura system was obviously an artificial system, but it's so old that it's begun to fall apart and decay is kind of what you're getting out of it. So there's lots of little things like you realize that like bits should be aligned or in a certain way, but it's kind of drifted over time and not maintained. That's kind of what we're going for. So it's a hard sci-fi with horror elements and almost maybe a little bit of like Western feel to it because it's like resource scarce, you're on the frontier, that type of thing. So yeah. All right. I don't know why the chat's not working on the screen. Whatever. I should go like maintain my body with some food or some shit. Get some protein in me, maybe a couple of eggs or something. Protein heavy, my new 40-year-old body. So thank you everyone that joined me for today. Much appreciated. Had some chats and stuff during the stream. I like to do the daytime streams when people can join in, which is super nice. If you like what I do, of course, and you haven't subscribed below, please subscribbles. I much appreciate that. If you want to toss a couple of bucks for the Canuck for some brewskis, my Ko-fi link is below as well. But I mean, only do that if you're having a good day of it and you've got all your groceries and everything like that. Like, don't spend money on yourself first. But if you got a few extra bucks you don't mind throwing around, I won't say no. That's for sure. But yeah. Thank you for the happy birthdays, everybody. Nice hanging out with everyone. And I love the feedback. That's why I like doing streams like this, because it has helped guide me to certain rules, things I never would have thought of otherwise. And sometimes I ignore y'all, but sometimes you have helped me so very much. So thank you, everyone. And what is the date today? Thursday. I don't have another game another stream scheduled until Sunday, so I'll be back usual time on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time for Whispers in the Weird. I do believe they're getting ready to hunt some vampires because they need a master vampire to cover the token in so they can get to the plane they really need to go to. So yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Let's see them get fucked up by some vampires, because I have a feeling they are not going to do enough research and the vampires are going to kick their ass. Undead in Cypher is no joke. Even skeletons are fucking crazy hard. Never mind vampires. So yeah, it ought to be super fun. Join me on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern time for Whispers in the Weird, and we'll have a good time. As always, stay healthy,